Okay guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Now today we are going to be talking about something which did get announced for ARK Survival Evolved. It was meant to come 6 years ago for the game, and it is now coming December 2022. Now, I'm going to be showing you the full, wildcard, them talking about and stuff with all of the studio, because I think it'll be, kind of a good thing for you guys to listen to. Apparently, Vin Diesel had a massive influence on this coming back to the game, which I just thought was fantastic to hear. And you guys will hear all of that stuff in the clip. Well, when I say clip, it's not really a clip. The full video that you'll see after this. I am so excited at the return of Survival of the Fittest, the Battle Royale, which was out back in, 2015, 2016 time, and I just can't wait. And if you guys are excited for it as well, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. So yeah, I just wanted to have this bit at the start of the video to talk about it before we go into the wildcard bit, just to say that, when this was first actually, it has a release date here. Look, release date officially August 29th, 2017. I think this was coming out of, it was meant to be coming to the PlayStation. I think that's what it was, and then it kind of got scrapped again. And apparently, according to the video that you'll watch with Jeremy and obviously Cedric's there and stuff, apparently this battle royale is going to be survival of the fittest, but some things we've never seen before. This was obviously announced at Extra Life 2022, so re-evolved from the ground up with redesigned mechanics. The survival of the fittest crossplay prototype launches on Xbox, PlayStation, PC in December 22, and then it arrives later on Switch in 2023. So it's mad to think that when it Survival of the Fittest actually comes out in 2023, it'll on Switch. ARK 2 could potentially be out by then, but I think what is actually going to happen is I could see Survival of the Fittest actually becoming so popular in the game to the point that people will be switching between ARK 2 and Survival of the Fittest, similar to how when the new Call of Duty came out, everyone was still playing Warzone type thing. And the reason I'm so excited is for years, I made my first video back in 2016 where Wildcard mentioned that Survival of the Fittest will come to console one day, and then it was just scrapped and never talked about again. And to think that we're going to be playing officially with all platforms Survival of the Fittest, and I'm going to be streaming this just all the time. It's going to be amazing. Now, actually, before I did get into the stream, no, I was about to watch the trailer of you guys here, but it is actually, in fact, in the clip I'm going to show you already, so I'll leave you guys to watch it now. I hope you guys are hyped to have Battle Royale back where it belongs, one of the best ones ever seen, and I still don't know to this day why Wildcard never pushed this. I'm not saying it would have been bigger than Fortnite or anything, but, over the years, but it could have definitely been one of the biggest Battle Royales out there. With dinosaurs, the lot in there. It was brilliant. Leave a like, guys, subscribe, and enjoy the rest of the video.
Let's take a sneak peek, shall we?
I think we're taking a sneak peek.
Everyone will converge in the middle of the map.
This is not the time to be a wuss. I'll see your army and raise you a dragon. Gone from an underdog to back on top.
This is yes, and he's going in for it. Yes!
He doesn't see him coming up behind him.
I cannot believe what I'm seeing. Who is going to be the last man alive? Oh my God! What is going on here?
Well.
I would have honestly never said I would have thought we would see.
What did we just view? Is this Extra Life 2022 or 2016?
I don't know.
I don't know which Extra Life we're viewing right now, but we do have some special guests on to talk a little bit more about what you just saw, SOTF Reimagined, and give you a little bit more information about what you can expect with this upcoming launch of SOTF. I think they're on now.
Yep. Special guest, can you hear us?
Hello.
Hello.
Testing. Can you
Yep.
hear me?
We can hear you.
Sweet.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yep. You want to introduce
Hey, guys.
yourselves to the stream?
Yeah, this is Jeremy, Steiglitz, co-creator of ARK, and of course, we also have
Hey guys, it's Jat, Senior Product Manager at ARK.
And so yeah, we wanted to give you a little bit more info and context behind the new SOTIF. We're calling it the Survival of the Fittest. That wasn't in the trailer, but yeah, that's how we're gonna distinguish it. The at the beginning, like the Batman. So essentially, with this kind of revised version, I want to be clear, it's not 100% one-to-one with the original SOTIF in terms of how it works and what it's intended to be. We love the original SOTIF. I love the original SOTIF. To me, the original SOTIF was something very, very special, but it just wasn't able to catch on. Ultimately, didn't really succeed. It wasn't able to get a critical mass of players. And so with this kind of reimagining, we want to figure out why that was and how we can make it really appeal to enough players to sustain a competitive game or mode for a game on its own. And so we kind of took a step back, looked at the reasons maybe why the original stuff wasn't working on a broad level, and tried to address those in a redesign. Specifically, I mean, just first so you know, it plays a hell of a lot like the original SOTIF in a lot of key ways. It's battle royale. It's about assembling a dino army. It's on a variant of the original map. It's really designed to provide this 30-minute dino army versus dino army battle royale experience in a way that is accessible and reliable. And so we kind of looked at the things that made the original SOTIF maybe too steep of a learning curve for a player who is either not familiar with ARK or didn't have the time or mastery to really learn the ins and outs of ARK Survival Evolved. I mean, ultimately, ARK Survival Evolved is its own thing, and if you really want to like get into the kind of subtleties of how to play ARK Survival Evolved, you should probably play ARK Survival Evolved. So we wanted to make something that made the dino aspect, the dino war aspect, more reliable and accessible to people that don't know those details. So some of the kind of just specific things that have been refined away, not necessarily like they're completely non-existent, but they've been like kind of abstracted to a more extent, is like inventory management, resource management, harvesting, taming, and so forth. We really wanted to make those things not like some giant stumbling block. The goal is basically that you have to be able to play this game with no prior familiarity with ARK, with no tutorial. And if you can do that, if we can do that as designers, then we think there's something really there, that it's an accessible Dino War experience that has like kind of no startup cost or too steep learning curve for new players. And yes, just so you know, we've been thinking about this for a while and when was the right time to try to do it. But we finally got a kick in the butt by Vin Diesel. He said, "Look, I missed the original SOTIF. This is Vin now, not me." And he said that he played on Xbox and he came in later to ARK than the original SOTIF itself. But he really loved the idea of ARK as a bit of a live sports experience in the sense that like when you see great ARK combat with dinosaurs, great ARK gameplay, and you see these, he called them clutch plays that really are impressive, that's such a special, unique experience, and that he would like that to be more accessible to people that didn't have 1,000 hours to put into getting to that level. Like, not everybody can put in that time to experience ARK in that way. This is a way to make it in this variant accessible to people that just want to fight some cool freaking dinos against other teams in a game that emphasizes, the dino war aspect. So, and not so much the meta survival aspect. I think there's, obviously I think ARK Survival Evolved will still have its own thing. I mean, something is very special about a survival game where decisions you've made over long term, over hundreds or even thousands of hours, matter in a kind of a permanent sense. That's the essence of a sandbox long form survival game, especially one with competitive elements. But there's also something to be said for a 30-minute condensed battle experience with these creatures. And to give you a little bit more specifics, by the way, about some of the things you can expect with the new SOTIF, and it is coming out in prototype form in December on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. We will do it on Nintendo Switch early next year. The reason we're doing it as kind of a prototype within the existing game is to get a lot of feedback very quickly, refine it, and see what we can kind of see if it is in fact fun and catching on in a way that the original sort of quite didn't. But some of the more other specific things that I think are really pretty cool is it includes a feature that we think's really not been done quite so much in the battle royale genre. Not just to mention like getting an army of creatures to be part of your team, but actually being able to order them and command them in a way that is, highly interactive and tactical, namely a RTS commander mode. And that is a person on the team can play as RTS commander, and they have Fog of War that is casted. Fog of War reveal is only from the units on their team, but all the dinos reveal Fog of War for the commander as well. And when you die as a human in SOTIF, you actually also become a commander, and your team isn't eliminated until all the creatures on your team are killed. So in effect, you're actually eliminating the entire opposing team, not just their humans. But really, if you assemble a large dino army, that's now your increased team. That is your army, and that keeps you in the game. The Ring of Death, of course, ultimately pushes all the armies together as the match progresses. But the RTS mode really enables you to both be a little bit more smart about how you can use those units, and of course you can directly possess and switch when you are a commander between any of the creatures at any time. So if you want to get into the action and just play as creatures, you can do that too. So we think this has never really been explored before, this mechanic in the genre of battle royale, and we've been playtesting internally, and we think it's really freaking fun. And so we're going to be looking forward to everybody's feedback and experience with it soon, but we do think there's something in this that you've never experienced before in these kinds of online games, and we're excited about it. And we're fingers crossed that this time sort of brings something to the table that is really going to resonate in the long term. And then if the prototype works out and it's fun and everybody's liking it, we'll keep building it on a side track. I should note, just in case anybody's wondering, this is not using the ARK 2 team. We have obviously a giant team, the main wildcard team, working on ARK 2. The new SOTIF is being directed primarily by our buddy Jat here on the call. He's a little sick right now, so but Jat is the kind of executive producer, and it's also being directed and implemented by almost a single person at the present time, a genius level programmer designer who I am just thrilled to be able to work with. You might know him as Codigo Alex, the creator of the Arcadia stuff, and he joined Studio Wildcard a little while ago, and he's been working on this, and he basically is the essentially lead programmer and designer on the new SOTIF, and he's phenomenal. We do have some support also from Alex W and others at Wildcard to fill in odds and ends, but ultimately it's a primary kind of team just of one person, Cadigo Alex and EP of Jat. It's going to be, and of course Josh Hines as well is helping out with it too. So it's a very minimal usage of ARK 2 resources, so to speak. Our goal is in fact to do this as its own track, see if it works, and if it does, people are really liking it, then we'll figure out what we do with it beyond that. Whether that becomes more of a fully built out mode or some kind of game that has other aspects to it. Don't know. As a designer myself, I only really first and foremost am interested in what's fun. So we just want to find the fun, see if everybody's enjoying it, and then we'll go from there. Really excited about it, guys, and looking forward to y'all playing it and playing it with y'all in December. And that's
the process is going to be quite iterative with the community. Once we launch the prototype, we'll have some servers set up for you guys to play. We'll be taking your feedback in, changing some stuff around, making some different types of servers to experience different things. We're not saying we have like all the answers to the special source right now, but it was very clear to us from 2015 when we first launched SOTF that this was a really loved game mode by not only just the ARK community, but the wider Twitch community. It broke a lot of Twitch records at the time. But as we developed the initial game mode, we weren't quite sure the direction it needed to go. And then I know there's like a lot of questions like, well, why are you doing this now? Well, we feel like towards, with ARK 1 sunsetting in the future, this is like a an opportunity for us to explore it. And with Codigo's Alex coming into the fray of things, he's like the perfect person to make this as an individual who's capable of both design and programming. And a lot of the focus has been on dealing with the initial onboarding aspect of SOTF, because for a lot of people who try to play that battle royale, it's very complicated when you have to like manage all these engrams and inventories, and we're like really trying to like streamline that process to make it really easy for anyone to get into, but still enjoy the experience of having a giant dino army. And then the added element of the RTS factor into this, during the match, and even after you die, is giving you a second chance to play, is quite a different experience from a gameplay perspective to when you're actually on foot and you're riding and commanding your dinos, because not only can you control them from an overview camera, but you possess them directly, and you no longer have access to your player controller, so you're kind of playing like a wild dino in a sense, and you have to be very cautious of what's around you, and it is both a very fun but unique experience.
In other words, it's also primal survival. So two
Yeah,
birds,
I
one
guess you
stone.
could say that.
Delivered. Primal survival's there. Whoop whoop. Just kidding.
So you'll definitely hear some more information about us from us in the in the coming weeks. We plan to ship in December. Hopefully, we can get some, maybe even some tests arranged beforehand, and we're really looking forward to getting this out to everyone.
Awesome.
Thank you, Sad and chat so much, and see you guys around. Keep up the amazing work.
Thank you for letting us know the crazy awesome news.